This is Los Angeles, one of the least corrupt cities in the United States. And its police force is one of the most honest and efficient in the world. But it wasn't always so.
You from California?
Yeah, how'd you know?
I saw your license plates.
Oh, well, I'm looking for a fellow named Anthony Ralston. He died around these parts about 4 years ago.
Why?
Well, I'm a cousin of his.
He's over here.
Yeah? I was passing through on business, and I thought I'd just, you know, stop by and pay my last respects.
Oh, that's him.
Huh. Did you know him?
Not until he died.
Yeah, well, I didn't know him too well myself. Kind of the black sheep of the family, you know. But what has a man got if he doesn't have his family? How did he die?
Oh, there's pneumonia, as I recall. He was passing through, just like you. Took sick, died.
Huh. That's a shame. You sure that's the Anthony Ralston now that I'm talking about? You know, I'd hate to be paying my respects to the wrong man.
I said it was him, didn't I?
Now, let me ask you something. You the only undertaker around these parts?
I've been the only undertaker around here for 20 years.
Uh-huh. Well, I guess if you say it's him, it must be him. Certainly appreciate your help.
Say, is it true what they say about California? Oranges growing on all them trees out there and all the folks are rich?
Well, it's true what they say about the oranges, but, you know, man can starve on milk and honey. Of course, it takes a little longer in California, and you can always get a tan while it's going on. Operator?
May I help you?
Yes, I want to make a collect call to Los Angeles. The number there is Oxford 8704. This is Mr. Axminster calling.
Your number, please.
Pettyville 969.
Oxford 8704.
We have a call from Mr. Jake Axminster. Will you accept the charges?
Oh, I'm sorry, operator. Mr. Axminster's out of town.
We are not calling Mr. Axminster. Mr. Axminster is calling you.
Oh, Jake, are you there?
Hi, sweetheart.
Hi, listen, where are you?
Will you accept the charges? This is a collect call.
Of course I'll accept the charges. Jake, where are you?
Marcia, I'm in Pettyville, New Mexico. Listen, I want you to call the insurance company and tell them I found Tony Ralston's grave.
Tony Ralston's... what?
Grave. He's dead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, don't be, sweetheart. He's been dead for 4 years. Listen, this call is going to cost a fortune. Just tell the insurance company I found the grave. I talked to the undertaker, and I'll be home soon.
Oh, well, you know, you could have called the insurance company yourself.
They wouldn't accept a collect call.
Listen, I have got a lot of messages for you.
Sweetheart, save them. I'll be home tomorrow, okay?
Okay. Bye, lover.
Bye. What the hell's going on here?
Is that your car?
Yeah, it's mine.
This ain't a car. It's a California catfish. He's a fighter, too.
Yeah, excuse him. He was born loco. He's gonna die loco.
Hey, Cal, come here. Take my picture with this thing here.
Let me see your driver's license. You gotta know how to read in California before they let you drive a car?
What are you talking about?
Read. Won't they teach you how to read in California?
Yeah, if the words aren't too long.
Uh-huh. And how about these?
No parking, keep driveway clear. What was that? Now, look, Deputy, what I'm trying to tell you is that I wasn't parked here. My car was right up there, across the street from the hotel.
You calling Cal a liar?
I'm not...
I seen where your car was parked, and it was right here in front of Mr. Potter's driveway.
Excuse me. What I'm trying to tell you is, Deputy, that I'm not calling you anything. I'm just saying that my car, which was over there, must have been moved by somebody to here.
Yeah?
Who? Well, I don't know. You live here. Why don't you tell me?
Well, I think maybe we ought to talk to the sheriff about this.
Wait just a minute. Second thought, how much is the fine?
$5 plus towing. I'll keep your license here till we get this thing all settled out. Anytime in the courthouse before 5.
Guess you hooked one too, huh, Cal?
Hooked is not the kind of a word we use in law enforcement.
Oh.
It's nothing to get worried about, Anson. Man comes through town to visit his cousin's grave, pay his last respects. There's no reason to get hot and bothered about something that's been dead and buried for 4 years.
He was asking questions, and I don't remember Tony Ralston saying he had a cousin. And it's your signature on the death certificate, Judge.
That's right. So I'm going to give you a word of advice. Don't say anything to him. Let's just see what this fella does. If he gets in his car and drives on back to Los Angeles, well, last thing we want to do is stir up trouble. You agree with me, Anson?
I reckon.
$6.50 just to tow a car around the block? I wasn't even parked in front of that driveway in the first place. What do you mean, where?
Gentlemen, what's going on here?
Disturbance,
Judge, this fella here's having a hard time understanding the way the law works around here. Now, old Cal found his car right in front of Mr.
Harlan.
Are you from California?
Yes, Judge, that's right.
How long you been in Petticoat?
Well, sir, I was just passing through when this misunderstanding took place, Judge.
There ain't no dadgum misunderstanding.
Shut up, Harlan. How much does your fella owe?
$5 for the fine and $6.50 for the towing.
Well, seeing as you were just passing through, why don't we forget about it this time?
Oh, well, thank you, Judge.
All right, Anson? Sorry to inconvenience you, Mr. Axminster. You just go on around the garage and pick up your car and be on your way home.
Well, I appreciate that.
You have a nice trip now, son.
Well, I'll do that, Judge, and I'll tell everybody what a nice town you have here.
You do that.
Take it easy. Stop
Easy.
everything.
We owe him $6.50 now. He had to bring his truck out.
with the tow truck. He messed up my car.
Well, you got yourself a problem. Oh, Lord. The sheriff told me to make sure you get out of the county. He didn't say nothing about no car. All right? Huh? Oh, yeah.
Well, now, look, Deputy, I don't want any trouble. I'm just going on home and forget about this whole thing. Suppose I was to give you fellas $10. You go back into town and tell that tow truck man to come on out here and unfix whatever it was that he did, huh?
Are you offering to bribe a county officer?
Who said anything about a bribe?
Now, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to get this thing out of here. Now, it is against the law to leave a disabled vehicle by the side of a public highway.
Well, the car doesn't run.
Well, then you're just going to have to push it. You get my drift?
You guys just don't like me, do you?
Hey, can't you hear what the man said? Push that thing out of here.
All right.
Right now.
Okay, calm down.
Ain't the best pusher I ever saw, is he?
Well, maybe we ought to speed him up a little.
That is the stupidest thing I have ever seen in my life. That man is a total moron.
Harlan, did you have to do that?
Cal, this gun's got a hair trigger on it. You know that as well as I do.
Yeah, well, so do I, Harlan.
Boy, that Harlan.
Yeah.
You have.
Thanks.
Hey! Buzzard chipped my tooth.
Well, you're lucky you didn't knock your head off. Not that you'd have known the difference. Pick up your gun. All right. Now then, Mr. Private Investigator, we got the deal for you.
What are you going to do? Shoot me in the back and leave me?
You know, you don't sound much like the dude on Gangbusters.
Shut your trap, Harlan. Here you go.
See, you took my $20.
Well, abandoning a motor vehicle on a public highway is a $20 fine. If I was you, I'd forget about that car. It ain't no good anyway. Look here, mister. We don't want you in our jail. We don't need another mouth to feed in this county. Or we might even end up shooting you. For trying to escape, of course. And if I ever see your face in this county again, I'm going to remember about the bribing. I'm going to remember about the resisting arrest.
All right, I'm going.
You know, I just remember who he sounds like. You ever hear of that Philo Vance?
Philo.
Well, that's what I said to that movie actor. He always thinks he's smarter than everybody else.
That ain't too hard with you, Harlan.
Thank you, Cal.
are you sneaking up on?
I'm not sneaking up on anybody. I just smelled the food and thought I'd stop by.
You got money to buy it?
No.
Skip it. Pull up a chair.
Man shouldn't ought to flash his wealth like that. Leave him.
I was wondering about you.
What happened?
Rusty George laid one up alongside your head.
Must be my lucky day. Naturally, you tried to stop him.
And Rusty's a mean one. I can't see getting killed for somebody I don't know. Sad his shoes wouldn't fit me.
Where is he?
He's long gone. You've been out 10 minutes. You hungry? Here. Go on, eat it. Pain in your gut will make you forget your head. Maybe I owe you for not yelling when I saw George coming up on you. I'm sorry about it.
Get it. Thanks for the soup.
I was born with a conscience. Can't seem to shake it. A man ought to do what's right. Especially in hard times.
Maybe you can be some help. No, no thanks. I gotta get to a phone.
That ain't no problem. Oh, by the way, Rusty George left his shoes for you.
Terrific.
This feeds into the railway line.
Well, I don't want to call a railroad.
Well, don't get ornery about it. I use it to call my mother in Boston every month or so. Here. Now, your code number is A5A. Huh? I'll leave you to it. In case it's something personal.
Thanks, Bo.
I certainly will, operator. Jake, how are you?
Don't ask.
I just did. Well, where are you this time?
You wouldn't believe it.
Jake, I got a message for you from the insurance company. They want you to dig up the grave.
Dig up the grave?
Mm-hmm. I guess they just don't think that fella's in there or something.
Well, who do they think is in there?
Well, I don't know. They didn't say. You want me to call them back and ask?
No. Don't do that. You know, I think maybe I'm beginning to figure this thing out.
Well, it sounds just awful to me.
Did they say anything about a commission?
Oh, yeah, they did. They said 10%. What does that mean, Jake?
It means the company paid off a $30,000 life insurance policy to a guy who's still alive. And if they can get the money back, I get 10% of it.
That's $3,000.
Yeah, I know, that's right.
Well, what are you going to do?
What do you think I'm gonna do? I'll talk to you later, sweetheart. You got a knife on you? When's the next train due through here going east?
I thought you were going west.
East, my friend. East. How'd you like to earn a couple of bucks tonight?
Are you kidding me?
No.
Well, what I gotta do?
Dig a little hole.
I ain't earned $2 in 6 months.
Well, there's $4 up for grabs. Why don't you get yourself another bow and steal a couple of shovels and meet me back here?
There's an eastbound freight coming through here any time now. I'll be right back. To the wood.
Well, come on then. Let's open it up.
Not me, pal. $2 don't make me no ghoul.
I think I'll take a walk.
Here, hold the light then.
What's that?
I don't know, but I can tell you what it isn't. It isn't Anthony Ralston. Okay, come on, let's fill it up.
Get your hands up.
No, Harlan, they can't fill up the hole with their hands up.
Get your hands down.
Good.
And start shoveling. Start shoveling. Is that right?
That's right. Now we're gonna make a little race out of this. You guys are gonna try to fill in this hole before Harlan squeezes his trigger finger.
You better hurry it up, too, because I'm liable to win this bet.
I just can't understand it. Nice-looking fella like you, wearing them fancy clothes, no smarter than a hog. Put your snout where it don't belong. Boy, I don't know what we're gonna do with you.
Well, why don't you try calling my attorney in Los Angeles?
Ain't no lawyer in Los Angeles gonna tell me nothing. You're violating the laws in this county. You think you're above the law?
Sheriff, I got a feeling you can make the law be whatever you want it to be.
Well, then, perhaps Mr. Axminster can tell us what he was doing in that graveyard in the middle of the night.
Judge, I was trespassing.
Now, don't you get funny, boy.
I'm not getting funny. Now, you know exactly what I was doing out there, both of you.
Suppose you tell us.
Well, it goes like this, Sheriff. Somebody got careless. They dug that guy's grave before he was dead. Only nobody bothered to tell the Prosperity Life Insurance Company about it, so they went ahead and paid off on the insurance policy. Only you see, insurance companies get suspicious about things like that. They check up on it, and then they come and hire guys like me.
Son, you know there's a depression going on?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Some folks haven't got enough money to buy food for their children. And other folks, well, they got so much they can't figure out what to do with it all.
Well, Judge, it's always been like that.
Seems to me it's about time for a change.
Well, maybe you ought to be running for president.
That insurance company you're working for, they hurting for money?
They better not be. They're going to owe me a bunch.
Well, let me tell you, they ain't hurting. They got the money. You ain't got it, and I ain't got it. They got it. Now, ain't you pretty foolish being way out here where nobody wants you, trying to get more money for them that's got too much already? You think about that, son.
Cal, if he wasn't my second cousin twice removed, I think I'd just flat out kill you.
Well, how was I supposed to know he was coming back?
What did you expect? Jim and his car, and he stole his money, ran him out of the county.
I just figured he deserved it.
Shut up! Go get those two bulls in here. I want to talk to them. Judge, we better have some extra security tonight.
Whatever you say, Ensign.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised if that city fellow went and tried something on us.
Sheriff, you ain't talking about a jailbreak, are you?
I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
What is this, a midnight snack or something?
You eat and then I'll feed you.
Hey, what's going on? What are you guys crazy?
Let's get out of here.
Same damn tooth.
What's the matter, pal? I think we ought to split up. Why? Well, we'd have a better chance that way.
What do you mean?
Look, this gun's got no bullets in it.
What?
You guys made a deal, didn't you? You get away and I get shot in the back.
Oh, no, pal.
Just hold on. I'd do the same thing if I were in your place. No hard feelings. All my fault anyway.
Don't pull it, pal.
Good luck, Bo.
Where is he? What happened?
You're under arrest, Jake. You see this? It's your fugitive warrant. It says here you broke jail, assaulted an officer of the law, and desecrated a grave. You've been a bad boy.
Lieutenant, I don't know what the hell you're doing here, but I can explain all of that.
You get out of here and get your clothes on. I'll do the explaining. I'm sending you back to answer these charges. I just talked to Sheriff Hogue on the telephone, and he tells me you're going away for a long, long time. Looks like this is goodbye, Jake.
Listen, Lieutenant, before you go getting all sentimental about it, don't you think you ought to know why those people back there are so anxious to see me again?
Maybe it's because they like you.
I was back there on a case for the Prosperity Life Insurance Company, who's going to pay me $3,000. If I can prove that a certain guy who's supposed to be dead isn't, $3,000. You interested, Lieutenant?
It's a lot of money.
You bet it is. All I got to do is go back there with a court order and a couple of witnesses and open up a grave. Now, mind you, what's in that grave is nothing but sand. When they find that out, your friend Sheriff Hogue is going to spend a long time in jail. Now, you know it's against my ethics, and ordinarily I don't split fees, but $3,000, Lieutenant, that could go a long way.
I'm a practical man, Jake.
You know, I was counting on that.
Let me tell you something. This time you counted wrong.
Oh, wait a second, Lieutenant. Are you trying to tell me that you're going to pass up all that money?
There's some things more important than money.
Yeah, like what?
Like knowing you'll be splitting up rocks in the sunshine till your teeth fall off. You recognize these fellas?
How did they get here?
Did you ever hear of airplanes? I told them to fly on over and I'd serve you up to them. You're going bye-bye, Jake.
You've just been waiting for this, haven't you? Any chance to railroad Jake? This warrant stinks worse than those cigars that you smoke, and you know it.
Do I, Counselor?
You're damn right you do. Jake could get sent off for 20 years.
Oh, that Jake. He's incorrigible.
You wouldn't do this to the lousiest low-life thief or bum in this town. Since when does the LAPD bend over backwards to give up a man to another state?
I have a chance to rid the community of an undesirable element at no extra cost to the taxpayer.
All right, Quint. What's the price?
I've had enough out of you, shyster. I'm doing my job, and there's nothing you can do to stop me.
You mean you're going to give up a bribe?
You get the hell out of my office.
I want to see my client.
Buy yourself a bus ticket.
What is that supposed to mean?
That means buy yourself a bus ticket to wherever that burg is, Pettyville.
Are you telling me?
He's gone, Brim. I shipped him last night.
Oh, hi, Mike. Anything?
Cock the law. Takes time. Takes weeks to find precedents, find the right judges, steer it through the courts. The man could be dead. I'd still be arguing the case.
Oh, and after all Jake has done for Lieutenant Quint. Oh, I'd like to tell him what a no-good, rotten, lying, lousy skunk he really is. And that creepy sheriff back there in Podunk or wherever it is. If I was there, I'd get Jake out of jail. I'd knock out all those bars and I'd kick down all those walls. Well, I could bring him some chocolate chip cookies. I could bake him a cake and put one of those files in it, and he could cut his way out through the bars, huh? Oh, shut up. Mike, what are we gonna do? Shh, I'm coming. Oxford 8704. Oh, hi, Stella. Oh, Jake is in a lot of trouble, and I... Huh? You too? The rabbit died? Oh, no. Well, listen, hon, sure, I'll take you off the list for a while. You know something? I know a good guy in San Diego.
Roger, that's
and
it. Listen, that's it. I got it.
You do?
Yeah, look, all we got to do is get you some clothes and hire a car. Now, come on, let's go. Come on.
Bye, Stella.
We'll go down to Davies, right around the corner, and then Broadway, you know?
Oh.
And come on, let's go. And then we'll go to Hymies, and get a couple of guys. He got the bikes. Come on, we've got a car.
Lumpy.
You look marvelous.
Yeah? So if I could just see him for a minute, please, alone, officer.
Alone? I don't...
Please. Oh, hush, darling. Thank you. Bye. Bye-bye.
Oh, Joe, what is that?
Listen, we've only got a minute, okay? So be quiet.
What is that?
That's your baby, you dummy. I'm gonna tell him all about my daddy. He's one of the meanest all-around men ever came out of Mason County, Texas. And that's what my mama said. I mean, when his oil strike came in, the richer he got, the meaner he got. And when he found out about me, I mean, my being in the family way.
No, honey, I understand. But I sure do hate to hear you talk about your daddy like that.
Well, I
I don't rightly see what your daddy can do about it. That fella of yours is in one heap of trouble with the law.
But it's all because of that insurance policy, ain't it?
I suppose he told you about that.
Well, he did say he dug up a grave out here.
And claimed there wasn't no body in it.
Yes, sir.
Little lady, I hate to have to tell you this, but that fella of yours is a liar. I went out there myself with witnesses and dug up that body.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh, well, my daddy is going to be so relieved.
Just what does your daddy have to do with this?
Well, my daddy owns the Prosperity Life Insurance Company. You see, Jake was trying to redeem himself because he thinks Daddy's going to string him up right after the wedding's over. See, my daddy, he hates Jake. But he says my baby's going to have its name, and he doesn't care what it's going to cost him or what he's got to do. He's going to see me married right and proper.
He owns the company?
Mm-hmm. And when I told him what the trouble was, why, he said he'd be willing to forget all about the insurance policy. And, oh, yes, he said that he was going to give you $10,000 just to let Jake out of jail.
$10,000?
Uh-huh.
Your daddy sure must love you, going to all that trouble so you can get married to that slicker.
Oh, so my baby'll have its name.
I think we'll be able to work something out.
Really?
For a pretty little lady like you, of course we will.
Oh, Sheriff.
Why don't I just call your daddy right now and we'll discuss it?
Oh, well, you can't do that, Sheriff.
Why not?
You see, my daddy flies his own plane, and he saw on a map that you got an airfield here at Agua Dulce, and, well, he's gonna be over here right away with the money, right away.
Right now?
Uh-huh. Should be here any minute now. You know, if you like, Sheriff, you could take a ride in my daddy's plane.
No, I don't think so, honey. Oh. I've gone through life far enough without riding in aeroplanes.
Uh-huh. It's a lot of fun. It really is. Oh. Well, my, you sure got a pretty gun there.
You think so?
Oh, it looks awful heavy.
I told her.
Oh, could I? Listen, maybe you better take the bullets out first, huh?
Well, that's smart thinking. There.
Oh, it is heavy.
If you want to, you can shoot it.
Oh, I better not. 'Cause I might shoot your stupid, ugly head off.
Let's just call this a citizen's arrest.
Mr. Axminster?
Yeah?
It sure has turned into one godforsaken mess.
What are you talking about?
Those friends of yours have gone and kidnapped the sheriff.
What?
Now they want to make a trade. You for him.
Son, there's something I want you to understand about all this. Back then in 31, things were different than they are now. Most of the farms in these parts were getting foreclosed on. Folks were losing everything they'd ever worked for. Their children were going hungry. Everything just seemed to be going wrong. Then this fella, Anthony Ralston, came through town here and got himself in trouble. Ended up in jail and got to talking to Sheriff Hogue about this life insurance policy and how he could cash in on it. if he could just prove he was dead when he wasn't. He had it all figured out, and he offered the sheriff a cut of the money. The sheriff came to me, and I got to thinking. There was a lot of good to be done with the $20,000 Ralston was offering. Maybe we could buy back some of those farms. So he took Ralston up on the deal. And before that fool bank went broke, you know what, son? Sheriff Hogue and I saved 16 homesteads. I like to think we kept this town going when it sure seemed it was going to die. And so Ralston, he took $10,000, changed his name, and we never saw him again. That was the end of it. Till you came digging around. Now, maybe you'd think we did wrong back then. But I don't think we did. And I don't see any sense making trouble over it now. That's why I'm turning you loose. We've had enough trouble already. Don't you think so, son?
Cal, hurry up. We gotta catch him before they make it to the county line.
Now shut up, Edson.
We ain't gonna let him get away with this.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this whole business has gone too far. Now it's finished. Forget it. Edson, you're a damn fool. You know that? And that's a fact. Coming out here to take a bribe. Falling for a story like that.
Good night, Your Honor.
No night, Lily.
Your Honor, this is a court order from the state's attorney. We're going to open the grave of Tony Ralston tonight.
I guess I didn't quite get through to you, did I, son?
Well, as a matter of fact, Judge, you did. And I gave that a lot of thought. And I can see why you did what you did back then. And maybe you were right to do it. But I've been thinking a lot about what you did to me. You know, your sheriff almost killed me. Now, maybe if you told me your story in the beginning, I would have gone away and forgot all about it. But you didn't.
Sometimes it's hard to know what's right and what's not.
Even for a judge, huh? Marcia, why don't you take that pillow out? You look ridiculous.
I can't. It's sewn in the dress, and this is the only dress I brought.
Mr. Axminster, if you're trying to pull off some kind of a hoax here...
Sir, excuse me. I'm not the one pulling the hoax.
Mr. State's Attorney, the Prosperity Life Insurance Company ordered a routine physical when they issued that policy to Tony Ralston. I have a copy of that physical. I think you better take a look at it.
You'll notice, sir, that he served in the war.
Well, I don't know what that has to do with anything.
Well, if you'll read further down, you'll find out that he had an accident with a mortar, and that the little finger on his left hand is missing. That is not Tony Ralston.
$3,000.
Let me see, huh?
Hey, there you are, Jake, and you deserve it. You know, man, I've been thinking, about that sheriff and Judge Marquette. You know, they saved 16 homesteads. I don't think you ought to go easy on them. I mean, they're not such bad guys. I'd hate to think they were spending the rest of their lives in jail.
I'm surprised at you, Jake. Those yokels must have really gotten to you.
What do you mean?
Well, we checked into that story you told us, and it's true. They did buy back those 16 farms. But every one of them was signed over either to the sheriff or the judge. They're the richest men in Pettyville County.
You gotta be kidding.
They might have helped some folks out, but they sure helped themselves out while they were doing it.
Oh.
I am surprised, Jake. So long, Marcia.
Bye.
Believe that? Those buzzards had me fooled.
Jake? I miss my pillow.